Hello Pokemon fans, trainers, welcome to the Pokemon Privateers. This is your Captain Andrew speaking. Today I have a deck profile for you that I'm very excited for. I decided to finally build what I've been wanting to build for quite some time, just kept putting off. My water deck right here. And yes, it involves Froakie. So yes, I won a badge from the Average Apes with this deck, but this deck has been modified a little bit. So let's get right into it. I run 3 Froakies from Lost Thunder. They have 70 HP. They're all reverse hollow, so sorry about the glare on that. But they have 70 HP, so they can withstand a lot for their first round. And then Rapid Spin for 1 energy, and then even Water Splash or 2 energies. He's not the worst Pokemon in the world. And then I also run 3 Frogadiers, also from Lost Thunder. The reason why I run 3 of these guys is Gale Shuriken. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve into one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters onto one of your opponent's Pokemon. Now that could even be a bench Pokemon. So Gale Shuriken, every single time he is evolved into Frogadier, I'm going to do 20 damage to something. My choosing. I also run 2 Greninja GXs. See, probably the full art probably won't give you as much of a glare. But it's got 230 HP. And it's got Shuriken Flurry, which does the same thing as Gale Shuriken, only it does 30. So essentially, after I've evolved all the way to Greninja GX from Lost Thunder, I've already done 50 damage to you just because I was evolving, not because of my attacks. And then I have the attack Haze Slash here. Haze Slash does 1 water and a double colorless and does 110 damage. But there's a hidden part to this. You may shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your deck. Now, you're probably thinking, why would I want to shuffle a fully powered Greninja that can attack for 110? That just doesn't make any sense. Well, it does if he's heavily damaged. If he's heavily damaged, you know he's going to be knocked out next turn, but it's your move. Haze Slash and send him back to the deck. As long as you got a Pokemon on standby that can withstand some stuff, you're going to save yourself from 2 prize cards being taken. And Shadow Hunter GX, this attack does 130 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Do not apply weakness or resistance for the bench Pokemon. So, does 110 to the active, and then 130 to the bench just through his GX move. Now I also run, and this is brand new to the deck, 2 Greninja GXs from Detective Pikachu, box openings that you guys saw us use. So yeah, this one has Elvelis or Sylve Master. Basically, if he's the only card left in your hand, you can just place him right on the bench. Just like that. No Frogadier, no Froakie. Just, if he's the last card in your hand, place him on your bench. No evolution needed. Pretty sweet. And his attacks only cost 1 water and 1 colorless. And he does a little bit more damage than the original Greninja, but he doesn't place damage when he's evolving. He does 130 damage. This attack damage is... Alright, it isn't affected by weakness or resistance or any other effects of your opponent's active Pokemon. So, Melmetal GX, his effect where he takes 30 less? No, he doesn't. Not anymore, he doesn't. Not with Mist Slash for 130. He's going to take that full 130. And then 1 energy for Dark Mist GX put one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your opponent's hand. That can be devastating. And it can also give you a victory. If your opponent only has one Pokemon and you got this out and you have that one energy, you place this puppy down on the bench, you make sure it becomes your active, you put one energy on it, game over. That's an automatic win right there if that is the situation that happens. I also run 2 EVs with Energy Evolution. Now you're probably thinking Vaporeon, right? No, I actually run Glaceon. Now, why Glaceon? Well, one, he's my second favorite EV evolution. He's right there with Umbreon. And his ability, Freezing Gaze. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent's Pokemon GX and EX in play, in their hands, and in their discard piles, have no abilities except for Freezing Gaze. So, your opponent's Pokemon that's a GX or EX Pokemon that you're facing with him, they have an awesome ability like Lycanroc with his bloodthirsty eyes, or Zoroark with his trade ability. Stuff that's just really common there. Freezing Gaze stops all of that. You're not going to trade. You're not going to free Guzma with bloodthirsty eyes. You're just going to get stopped right there. The only thing you're going to be able to do is attack. But Frost Bullet here does 90 damage to the active and 30 to one of your bench Pokemon for 1 water and a double colorless. So I love the spreading around damage, especially that comes in handy with that Greninja. Because if you've already been hurting something for like 50 damage already, then you use that Frost Bullet, you're adding another 30 damage to that Pokemon. That Pokemon now has 80 damage, and you just did 1 attack. Not only that, if you use the GX from Greninja to hit for 130, you're gonna knock something out. And then Polar Spear, which I love this move, for 1 water and a double colorless again, does 50 times. This attack does 50 damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. Well, if you've been hurting it, Frost Bullet is gonna knock, or Polar Spear is gonna knock it out. Alright, I also run 1 Alola Vulpix Beacon. Enough said. Search my deck for up to 2 Pokemon, reveal them, put them into my hand, then shuffle my deck. I can handle 1 prize card being destroyed or taken from me, with him being able to be used maybe once or twice. And I do run Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise. Blastoise is the real reason though, because of Powerful Squall. Once during your turn before you attack, you may look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach any number of water energy cards you find there to your Pokemon in any way you like. Shuffle the other cards back in your deck. So 1, you're not losing any cards because they just got shuffled back in. And 2, you don't have to, if you found, like, let's say you found 3 energies. It's extremely lucky, but let's say you found 3. You could send 2 to the Greninja, 1 to your Eevee, Evolve, you have a Glaceon now, everything, just through that ability. Greninja, if it's the Detective Pikachu, is fully powered now. That is it for the Pokemon lineup for my water deck. And I am now going to get into the stadiums here. I run 2 stadium cards. I run Brooklet Hills. Allows me to search my deck for any basic water Pokemon or fighting Pokemon and put them onto my bench and then shuffle my deck. And then Viridian Forest, once during my turn, or once during each player's turn, that player may discard a card from their hand If they do, that player searches their deck for a basic energy, reveal it, and put it into their hand. That player shuffles their deck. Pretty much get my basics out and get my energy going. Sorry about that. I had to clear my throat. I have three Pokemon Communications. I run 2 Rescue Stretchers. I run 4 Aqua Patches so I can get that energy back. I run 2 Rare Candies if I'm in a bind and I can't get Frogadier. And I have 2 Ultra Balls. So, good way to discard my hand. Alright, and for my supporters, I run 3 Tate and Lisas. I run 1 Cyrus because of this. You can't play this card if you don't have any water or steel Pokemon in play. Well, I'm going to have a water in play. Your opponent chooses 2 bench Pokemon and then shuffle all the other cards attached to them back into their deck. Hello! I run 3 Cynthias, 2 Sightseers, and 2 Guzmas. Alright, and I also run 2 double colorless just for the fact of, a lot of my Pokemon need them. I run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 water energies. So I definitely got the energy to get with Viridian Forest and with Blastoise and Attachment. Well, anyways, guys, that was my water deck that I'm going to be using against the first mate, against her water deck that we'll be featuring later. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your comments down below if you think this deck is going to be able to hold its own. And if you want to try it out, more than happy to. There's a deck profile. Go try and get it out any way you can. This has been the Captain of the Pokemon Privateers with his deck profile for this Sunday, saying, see ya.